The Zohar says, "Vayakumu misham ha'anashim vayishtachu." When the people got up and they bowed down, Rabbi Elazar Amar. Rabbi Elazar says, "Come and see. How is HaKadosh Baruch Hu conducts the world in his midat tov, in the quality of kindness and good, and more so to those who goes in his path, in his way. She'afilu bezman she'rotze ladun et ha'olam, even in time of chas v'shalom din that comes to this world. הוא מסבב למי שאוהבו שיזכה באיזה דבר טרם שיבוא אותו הדין לעולם. He does, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives a person that he loves a remedy to be saved from this hardship before the hardship comes to this world. And he says, why? Because we says that we learn that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves the person, he sends him a gift. And what is the gift? What is the gift?
Matana.
I know Matana is a gift. But what is it? Oni. Poverty. Not to be rich. And by doing so, because he doesn't have it, he receives it. And by doing so, he was zocheh al yado. And when shezacha al yado, HaKadosh Baruch Hu moshech alav chut shel chesed. He gives a thread of kindness on him, who goes from the right side, and it goes all the way over his head, and he marks him with this chut of chesed. So when this grace, this chesed, is, the thread of chesed is so-called, hanging over or hovering over your head, midat adin, goes away from you. It's like ways, You put in the thing, okay, there is a midat adin there. Okay, you go this way, you go that way, you evade all the cameras, and so on and so forth. And that chut chesed is a sign for the mashchit, for the destroyer, so-called, not to harm that particular person. And mishum zeh, because that HaKadosh Baruch Hu ikdim lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu davar b'ma she'yizkeh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made you something. He took something in order to give you something. That's why the Gemara says HaKadosh Baruch Hu istakel, looked in all the qualities in the world, v'lo matza le'am Yisrael midat tova yoter me'aniyut. So if you're becoming very rich, I think you should also become very concerned. You're the first one to get the hit. And you should be worried. Why is it that I became so rich when everybody else is poor? Of course, most of the people would attribute that to their own self and their own greatness and so on and so forth. But maybe you're getting all your schuyot in this olam and you're coming over there empty. What are you doing with this thing? How are you going to protect yourself from midat adin coming? Do you have gmilut chasadim in you? Do you have ahavat Torah? Do you have Torah in you? Are you mechabed divrei chachamim? Do you appreciate the Torah and those who learn the Torah, or you try to put them down all the time to show everybody who's the boss? You're not the boss. You are not the boss. You never were the boss, and you never be the boss. God, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is the boss. Are you? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you money. Be concerned. So what should I do? I buy. I get $100. I buy a piece of land. Becomes $1 million. What are you going to do? Chesed. You draw the chesed upon you. How? By doing acts of chesed. Doing acts of chesed. Being kind to all people. More than that. There's halacha. Very simple. He who learns Torah, of course, Yomam Valayla, day and night, but even more so at night, Chut shel chesed mashuch al rosho kol oto yom. If you learn Torah at night, there is a thread of kindness postponed on you, so suspended right over your head throughout the whole entire day. So there is ways for you to be able to protect yourself from גזרות רעות המתחדשות לבוא לעולם. As we say in אתה חוננתנו. How are you going to give us? Why do we say it? How are we going to be saved from גזרות רעות, from bad decrees, chas v'shalom, which are renewed and constantly coming to the world? אתה חוננתנו, you give us the bina. Chokhmah, Bina, Vadat. Chokhmah, Bina, not Chabad. Chabad is different initials. But Chokhmah, Bina, Vadat, Chokhmah, Bina, Vehaskel. You gave us, what's this Chokhmah good for? Chokhmah to learn Torah. By being able to distinguish between the Ikar of life, my Ikar in life. There are three different types of people, let me tell you something. Let's say, for example, we're going to go on a trip, far trip. So there's one group of people, they'll do what? All right, we're going on a trip, let's pack everything. They take bags and suitcases like this, right? Coming in and they're schlepping and they're this, what's going to, and they worry. Because they need to eat. I don't know what's the environment, I need to tent, something to eat. There's certain people who says, okay, I'll go there, I'll get there, I'll worry about it. I'll get there, I'll manage, I'll worry about it. And there are certain people who are lazy, who won't even go to the trip. Just not to worry about it. The trip is your life. You're going to a place. Along the way, there's going to be some adventures. And it's very interesting to be in adventure, but it's not always good. There is, I don't know how to say it in Russian. In Russian, there's an expression that says, may you live in interesting times. Interesting time is not always interesting. Sometimes it's very, very dangerous. Right now we're living in interesting times. Maybe we're at the footsteps of a third world war. You don't know what's going to ignite it. But everybody's trying to pull on a finger to start it. So it's exciting, it's interesting, a lot of stuff is happening. But what are we going to do? How are we going to be safe from those things? We have to make sure that we do the chesed. We are going somewhere. Do you have supplies to go on your journey? What are you coming with to the point of destination? And that is, you have to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, first of all, wants you to be a truthful person. Ish emet. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to be a kind person. Don't be arrogant. Don't be big. Because all the success and all the strength that you have are not yours, that were given to you. So you have basically nothing to brag about. And it doesn't make a difference if you're the genius of all geniuses, or you are the biggest real estate mogul out there. Everything was given to you by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The reason why you're so smart is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu put this brain into you. So you need to give thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the time. And it says that at any moment, when a person realizes that, and he fixes his ways to the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that person is zochem in that, and nichtav lo lemala, it is written and given upon him, and because of that, he would be saved from the din. HaKadosh Baruch Hu writes down the good that you did, and that is your certificate to be saved, your pass, to be saved from Midat Adin. You better be very careful in what you do in this time. If you, for example, have the time to go on vacation, don't go on vacation to whatever you go. On a cruise, on a schmooze, on a whatever. Don't go there. You want to take a break from work, you want to go on vacation, come to Beit HaMidrash and learn. Between Zdarim, go and volunteer and help some people. Bichlal is a totally different way to live life. And that's something you have to remember. We are entering very, very unstable times. And when things are unstable, sometimes we get so dizzy. That's what we get dizzy about. It's unstable. We rock from one side to another. In unstable times, you need to be able to go to roll, as they say, to roll with the punches, to be safe from that, to be able to maintain your stability. You need to learn how to take the waves, to ride the waves. You don't come to the waves going this way and the wave is coming down, you're going to roll. You have to know how to climb the waves. You don't go all the way up, it's a big wave, you're going to topple over. You have to go on an angle. You have to know how to ride the waves. You have to know how to navigate the waters of life. Because you're the captain of your ship. And the only way to do so is to fix your ways. If you're a captain of a ship, you have to be a Baal Midah. In order midot, you have to have good qualities inside. You cannot be arrogant on the people. You cannot be arrogant, period, because in times of stress, they would not respond to you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put you in the position of power, of control, for you to fix yourself, not to sit down as a tyrant over the people. You have to be careful with Bnei Torah. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is makpid very much so to those who harm Bnei Torah. Especially guys like you, who it's hard for them and they have struggled between going to work and going to school, and yet they make the time to come and learn all the time. You have no idea the ma'alah, the level in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu looks upon each and every one of you. With the struggle that you have, with the pressure that you have, and you still make your time, you are called in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ahuvim, beloved. So people need to be careful, and you need to be careful with people like that. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not soleach, he is not mevater to those who hurts those he loves. And that we need to remember. So now that you know how important your effort is in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, make sure you continue in it as well. Have a good day.